What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to the Value TV show where we give you tools to build and have healthy relationships. That's right, tools to build and have healthy relationships. Today, I have some amazing guests on here. I'm talking about a powerhouse couple. Matter of fact, let them introduce themselves. I got the amazing Brandon and his beautiful wife, Michelle. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Happy to be here.
Man, it's
Appreciate
good to
it.
see you.
Absolutely. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute, man.
It's been a minute.
And
Wow.
I feel bad. I'm gonna be transparent that this is my first day meeting Michelle.
Wow,
Which
you've
is
been missing
crazy.
out. I don't
Yes.
understand.
It's been like 5 years, and it's like you still haven't met Michelle. That's
No.
weird.
I think most of the time that you and I have connected or I've seen you, you were always by yourself.
Yeah.
I knew you had a wife, but
No, it was one time at the mall. She might have.
I wasn't there.
I
You
don't
weren't
think
there.
so. No, this is my
No.
first time meeting.
Now he did tell me, he was like, yo, I'm really trying to hide my wife. No,
Is that what it is? You want me background?
Oh,
okay.
absolutely.
All right.
Background.
You know what? Don't
Look,
worry.
the background scene get their shine too one day.
Who makes the most money? The one in front of the camera or behind the camera?
Okay. I see you out here.
Okay,
See
so
you dropping gems.
what do you guys do? Let's start with the lovely wife, Michelle. What do you do?
So I'm Michelle. I do a couple of things. I became a serial entrepreneur after Brandon left his job. It just looked so enticing. I wanted to do it too, and I still haven't figured it out yet. Let me just be real honest. We're being transparent today, right? I haven't figured it out, but I'm trying a lot of things. I was doing Turo. I was doing T-shirts. You name it. I was out here at market level marketing, all the things, and I'm just really trying everything now that I am, quote unquote retired. I'm helping Brandon, assisting with him, doing social media and things. So I'm trying it all just to see what sticks.
Okay, what's this Entrepreneur Wives?
So Entrepreneur Wives is a support community. We are supporting one another because we're married to business entrepreneurs. Brandon left me, it felt like 3 months. He said it was 3 weeks, but he left, went overseas, and I just felt so alone. And I said, I wonder other wives who are married to busy businessmen, are they going through the same thing? And I started, getting some feedback from the community, and they're like, yes, he's busy. I get a little, I feel a little left out sometimes. I'm definitely supporting, but I still feel a void because my husband is always busy, and I have to give him time to do his business and focus on things outside of the relationship. So Entrepreneur Wives was born.
Okay, that's awesome. I actually like that. I like that. I need the wives to come to the show.
Let's go. Entrepreneur Wives, we're going
Y'all
here.
heard that right
Do the
there.
Value TV show. Let's go.
Y'all heard that. Mr. Brandon.
Absolutely. So, my name is Brandon. People call me Brandon Shot Me. People call me Shooter. But basically, I'm a photography and videography coach. So I help photographers and videographers build a business, essentially.
See how he made that real simple? Like he ain't really doing that much out here.
I mean, that's pretty much it.
The man is nice with the camera, and having them shots, if you're an entrepreneur, takes your business to another level, man. So how long you guys been married?
Ooh, that's a good question because we don't honestly know. I want to say it was 7 years now. Is it 7?
I have to think every time.
So here's
it's
the thing.
2015, I believe.
Is it 2015?
I think so.
Hold on a second.
It's 2015. So
We got a
we
house.
get this question all the time.
Is it
And
2016?
Let me ask you this question. How long have you guys had your house?
it was 5 years, 6 years this year.
2015.
So
how
that's 7 years.
You guys can't know how long you had the house and don't know how long you've been married.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly. We knew how long we had a house. We definitely don't know how long we've been married.
I promise you, it's not that important in my
we don't
in
think
my
about that.
eyes. Every day it feels like a new adventure,
It does.
and I'm not counting. I
And we
know
actually don't
every
even know
day.
the anniversary date. Not
I
down to
know
a T.
that's not true. That's
didn't know it.
January
You
27th.
just found out what
we
it
did
was.
just find out. We did because it's not important.
I love y'all.
We,
I can't
honestly,
get mad.
we don't think about it.
Okay,
But it goes
is it
around.
longer than 5 years?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay,
It's about 7.
It's
It's about
7
7.
years. Let's settle on 7.
Let's settle on 7.
It's 2015.
If we find out it's 8,
7.
we'll come back and revise the show. But right now it's 7.
If anybody out there knows them personally and you know how long they've been married, DM me, let me know. All right.
It's
and
7
and
for
DM them so they can know.
It's 7 for now. We got to talk to the judge.
It is. It's 7. Oh yeah.
We got to talk to the judge at the courthouse.
Okay, how old are you, Brandon?
I'm 34.
How old are you?
I just turned 40.
Okay, oh, congratulations. Welcome
40
to the
club.
40s.
Let's go.
Oh, she got her own party.
You don't look 40 though.
Thank you. I
Yeah, you don't-
appreciate it.
you
You know, black don't crack.
Yeah, unless you're smoking it.
At that point, it's cracking immediately.
Okay. Do y'all got any kids?
We have one daughter.
Oh, hold on, y'all have a daughter?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah, she older than me.
whole 20 years old.
When?
How old is she?
She's 20.
She's 20.
Yeah, she is.
You have a daughter.
Yes.
When did this happen? I never knew this.
You didn't. You just met me.
Yeah, you just.
I'm out of the loop. All right, man.
So basically, I adopted Heaven when she was 15.
Ah, okay.
You know what I mean? And
That's right.
so we don't have a biological child together, but that's our daughter.
Okay. What's her name?
Heaven.
Heaven. You know what's interesting? My daughter's middle name is Nevaeh.
Oh, yeah.
It's backwards.
Heaven backwards.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into the nuts and bolts of this because, you know, busy entrepreneurs, busy entrepreneurial couple, influencers, world changers, I like to say. You know, people typically don't know what's happening in the relationship realm of these busy world changers, what's going on over there. And one thing I usually say to couples is we should be complimenting one another, not competing with one another.
Absolutely.
And I'm asking this to all the couples that are coming on the show for this particular series is, and I ask you first, Michelle. How do you keep yourself from trying to compete with Brandon, knowing you should just be complimenting him?
I just continuous support. That's the only thing. And then finding yourself, get you some business too. So that way you can find what you're doing and focus on that and give him time to get the priority, the business and the priority and all the clients, and, you know, just couple that with tons of support. Like, I love playing the background and finding some different things to support his business, his goals, and his visions, because when he wins, I win. So I look at it as I'm supporting you, getting you where you want to go, and then when you get to the top, I still have something that I'm focusing on too.
Brandon.
Yeah, I agree. I think that for me, when I am competitive, just not in a relationship standpoint, because we have a common goal.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's like, it's tough for us to be in competition because one of us is always like leading the pack. So when we first got together, Michelle did everything. Like, she took care of all the bills. She helped me with my credit. She, sold everything out of our house. Like, she did everything. And I can't be in competition with somebody. I can't compete. She was literally took care of everything. So it's kind of like, so what we didn't have to be in competition. We just focused on what the goal was. The goal was getting to the next level, essentially. So whatever that took to get there. And then once I get on top, and now she supported me, now we're doing the same thing. What's the next level look like for us? So that's the whole thing. You just focus on a common goal in the marriage, and then you don't have to think about competition. You focus on the goal, you'll get to the goal rather than the competition.
I like that you said that, because I find sometimes you find couples where, especially when you're in the influential arena, that, like you said, you can be a wife and you're like, man, he's out there, the limelight, and he's doing everything. I want to be like that too.
Yeah.
So this competition or this competitive spirit can rise up in you like, well, I'm going to show everybody that I can do better than my husband.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
it could be
yeah.
vice versa. I'm going to show everybody I can do
I've seen that.
better than my wife.
Yeah, absolutely. And then here's the thing, like, having those feelings, okay, that's human, right? But take that same energy and put it towards something that you're doing, and not trying to compete and show yourself better than your husband, because you're a team ultimately. Like, at the end of the day, we both got to come home, see each other. We got a long way to go. Brandon always tells me that. And so you got to think about it. I start this competition within our own house. Think about all the other people, all the other entrepreneurs and business owners that are competing with your husband. You can't be his competitor as well as them.
A lot of people.
It don't make sense.
That's good. So when Brandon's out on the road, right? Because he's out there, what are some ways that you cover him, you know, as a wife?
So I'm checking on him, making sure he's okay, making sure that he got to the hotel safely. If he needs me to do anything personally, his errands or laundry, whatever it is, I'm just always there to support him. If he needs me to, talk to a person, go pick up something, I can coordinate that for him. Used to, back in the day, he said, all right, I'm going out, I don't know where nothing is, help me pack my bag, make sure I got everything. So we would go through the list, make sure that everything was packed. Pack his bag, he would pack his bag, and I just go through on the list, make sure you got this, this, and this. So it'll help me in a reminder of what's needed, and then anything he asks me to do, if I'm available, it's within my capability, I'm running and doing those errands.
So Brandon, how does that make you feel? when she's covering you in that way.
Yeah, like I feel like that's also important. Like if I'm out, you know, that you got somebody at home, you don't want to come home and then your whole life just changed. You know, you come home, ain't nothing done, you know, the house is a mess, you forgot. You just don't want to be backed up with whatever life has to offer, because when you become a businessman, you know, the balance starts to shift towards business, because it's like we have to continue to grow, and somebody has to be there to focus heavy on the personal life, right? So when my personal life gets to tilt down, somebody has to keep that balance. So she helps me keep that balance between personal and business. I feel like it's important, because without her, I'd be all business, be no personal.
That's good. Now, in what ways do you cover her? Like when she's out and about, just, I don't know, whatever she's doing, running errands, being the wife, being the mom, in what ways as you as a husband cover her?
So I try to be, for me, I try to be a problem solver. And I feel like that's a trait that every husband needs to have. You need to serve, right? You need to be able to lead, and you also need to be able to solve problems quickly. Because she comes to me for a lot of things, big or small, and I need to be able to solve them quickly, because she might not know what to do. She may be indecisive. She may not need to know whatever it looks like. I need to be able to go in there in a matter of seconds, but like, boom, this is okay. Because if she come in panic and say, oh, I gotta go and do the Value TV show. You know, how can I don't know if I'm gonna make it there on time. I don't know what to wear or whatever. I need to be able to say, baby, all you need to do is boom, 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 and you're done. And it calms her, and she get to come and make it happen.
Now, how does that make you feel as a wife?
It helps me a lot, because being indecisive can take a long time, right? If I'm saying, Brenda, should I wear this or this? Listen, get what's quick, let's go. It forces me to say, all right, let me make a decision, get up out of here. If I can't decide, or it's like too many factors, I go to Brandon and I ask him what his opinion is. And then I base my decision on what he says. For me, it's invaluable, because it just helps me cut a lot of time out. And I'm glad that he's there to help me make decisions, because if I didn't have him, I would just be in limbo with a lot of things.
Now, see, I'm glad that you're saying that, because for couples to get to that point, there has to be a level of humility. And I want you first to address. I want you to address the women.
Okay.
Because.
All right.
I want to say that. Let me make my disclaimer. Not all women. For y'all come for Jamel.
And don't come.
They coming after you. They coming after you.
Some
That's
women.
not saying for you.
Some women feel with the things that you're saying right now, that I'm in the background. I'm like a housewife. I'm just like a. They may be taking it that way, like, but what do you say to them? You know, like, that's not your role. It takes a level of humility to be able to serve to that capacity.
What's wrong with being a real bomb housewife? What's wrong with that? What happened?
Talk to them. That's crazy.
We've gotten away with. First of all, okay, so women have become masculinated, or, you know, they've been put in men roles because they're taking care of family. They wanted to take the man out of the household, so it forced women to become more mannish, right? And that's taking care of the bills, making sure the kids are straight, you know, going to work, all these things. But back in the day, your goal was to find a strong husband and be there to support and take care of the home and the children. And I think society has definitely gotten away from that housewife type situation, because it's like, oh, you stay at home all day and watch soaps, right? You watch Young and the Restless,
absolutely,
crap like that, Bold and Beautiful. But really, running the house, that's a business in and of itself. Taking the bills and the kids and making sure all of the registrations are current, and, you know, taking care of the money, making sure that's straight, and you run that house like you should run like a country. You know what I mean? So it's strong, and if there's ever an attack on the home, it's fortified. And usually the women are strong in that area. So being a strong housewife doesn't make you weaker or less important. Matter of fact, the home, that's the base right there. Absolutely. You need to be protecting the fort. So what's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong. And I don't think that you should make it seem like, oh, I'm just a housewife.
That's right.
That's a huge position.
That's big.
Yeah. I think I just wanted to go down that lane, because I just felt like somebody was listening or watching, and they may need to hear that, you know. And I don't know why. You strike me. You be praying?
You be praying? You like a prayer? You a prayer? You a prayer?
You know it. He
like a
needs
prayer.
to get down on the floor. Yes.
That's when you was just talking right now. I don't know. I had a vision of you be at the house praying.
I'm always praying. It doesn't matter whether I'm at the house, behind the wheel, wherever I'm at. I need to send a quick prayer up. I send it out. Me and Jesus, we talk.
So Brandon, to the men out there though, like that may have a woman in that position, and what would you tell them in terms of like complimenting that person? Because some men have a woman in that position and they come home in a dictatorship position,
Yeah,
or a
absolutely.
dictatorship
Yeah,
voice.
yeah.
Woman, why this stuff ain't done? Why this ain't done? You should have this done by now.
Yeah.
And what's going on with this? Because I've run into a lot of men
Yeah.
who have that type of mindset. And I just want to, and especially men that are in powerful positions.
Yeah.
And they look at the woman like, hey, I'm the man, I'm the leader of the house, and this is my position, and you do what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
From a world changer's perspective, what's your advice?
Yeah, so like, one, I mentioned leading and serving, right? As a man, right? So most people just think about leading, but they don't think about serving, right? So that's where when they think lead, they immediately go to dictator, right? But becoming a great leader, you have to also be a great servant, right? To your spouse, right? To your wife. So as a man, you have to embody those things, because if your wife wasn't there, there's a reason why you married her. There's a reason why she's your support system. She helps you get to the place where you are. People don't think enough about the future. They don't think about the what ifs. Like, what if she wasn't there, right? So people are like, oh, I could just whatever, tell her what to do and all those other things. But I'm like, if you think for a second that this person will be able to stay with you forever, what does your life look like without her? I will start there, right? So as opposed to me telling you what to do with shift your mindset, as far as like, hey, don't do this or do this. If you just think about what will life look like without her, that right there alone will be able to change your position in the way you do things, right? And then I think also going back to, I think serving is very, very important. A lot of men got pride and ego issues, right? Which I did early on in our relationship. But once I didn't want to ask for help, right? But once I let go of pride and ego, it took our relationship to the next level. I realized that that's when I got to throw like the common goal. Like nothing else really matters. We got a long way to go.
Yeah.
If we get into a disagreement right now, it's kind of like, we need to knock this out. We got 3 minutes to give this disagreement. We got freaking 40, 50, 60, 70 more years, right?
Big
We can't go
facts.
on. Yeah, it's like we don't have time for that. We done with this disagreement? Okay, great. We got to go eat lunch. We got a long way to go in our life. We can't go on this for days or whatever. One day. We have never went to sleep angry. Never.
That's good. So I do this exercise with couples, and it's called meeting again. And it's something I had to learn over a course of years. Meeting again, meaning meeting your partner again as if it was the first time, the first week, the first month, the first 6 months, the first 3 years, 10 years, however long. And sometimes when we meet the person, we study the intricate details of their life.
Yeah.
When I met him, when I met her, I know she liked her bubble bath ran this way. I know he liked his pancakes, just a little crunchy on the edges, not too crunchy.
Yep.
I know she liked a lot of syrup, not too much syrup.
Yep.
But sometime along the course of living and being busy and influencing and world changing and meeting these meetings, and we go from meeting again to just meeting.
Yep.
Right.
And so I want to ask you guys, first with you, Michelle, of course, how do you meet Brandon again every day as if it's the new day?
That is a very thoughtful question. And I'd have to say, we're just going to take full advantage of every day.
Absolutely.
I know that we greet each other, non-verbally when we first wake up, because Brandon's like, he wakes up late, I'm an early bird. So I'm usually up a couple of hours before him. So I've already done things and, worked a little bit, checked emails, set things in place for the day. And then I check Brandon's schedule sometimes, make sure like he got time or whatever. And then from there, I
What do
just
we say
say,
when you wake up? Let me know what we say when we wake up.
we just like hum to each other. It's kind of weird. Brandon started, he's
Tell him
like,
how it go.
he goes, and it's kind of like, good morning, right?
Yeah.
But a hum. It's like really nonverbal. And it's like, I don't know, it's the thing we do.
Yeah.
And we do that for a little while. Usually he's checking his phone. And I asked him how he slept, and then what's all planning, what's all happening today. And then just in case something's not on his schedule or whatever, or maybe he said, oh, I got to do this before X, Y, and Z. So I don't know. I just think we just connect really well. First off, Brandon's my friend before he's my husband.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of we got this real close bond with each other where we play a lot, we joke a lot. It's a happy house. We're not allowed to be mad, like he said. And then we're just treating every day like, taking the most advantage of it, I think.
This is what I'm connecting to the meeting again for the first time ever, is the art of teaching is repetition.
Mm-hmm.
I know we all have heard that. And that repetition and meeting again, because I did this for years. And what I've learned is I'm teaching my mind and teaching my heart and teaching my spirit to believe again and remember this person. Although it's repetitive,
Yes.
I'm not getting tired of it because I'm meeting her again as if it was the first time, the first week, the first month, the first couple years. The humming that you guys are doing, that's beautiful. Yeah. Don't stop the humming, because sometimes people get 20 years in and it's like, you just rolling over now, you're like, all right, But it's that intentionality behind studying your partner and being like, you know what? Because you're not always gonna want to do it.
Yeah,
There's one day where it's like, you know what, man, I don't like the way she or he made me feel last night or a few hours ago. So I'm not gonna run the bath how I run it. Jiggle some bubbles.
Give some bubbles.
You got bubbles in there.
Let me say this though, I know this seems really unrealistic, but we try not to have those issues where it's like last night we had an issue, we're gonna talk about it, and then we wake up and do the same thing, and then if we need to revisit something, we do.
Beautiful.
But I don't think we try really hard not to do those things.
Yeah.
So Brandon, what's your type of method of meeting Michelle again, like it's the first 2 weeks or the first month that you met her and all those things that you did?
Well, I know that for one, let me go back and answer Michelle's, because she do a lot of meeting me again. Just knowing everything that I want and need just helps me out a lot. She know my feet hurt after a while, so she bring my slides. I'm like, yes, I need these, right? She makes sure I have water and stuff like that. So it's it just make it so that I don't have to.
Don't forget, I bring your Hennessy on your lives too.
And she bring Hennessy on my lives. So the fact I don't have to think about a lot of things is that's dope that she knows me to that point.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. To mine, as far as meeting Michelle again, I don't know what I'd be doing to Michelle. I mean, the main thing I always, she mentioned about playing a lot, right? We always joke all the time. So we just continue to be a friend every day. As far as we make jokes, right? All the time. I don't care if it's morning, noon, night. I don't care what the situation. I don't care how serious or the situation is. We always gonna have fun at that moment, and then we always take advantage of every opportunity. Right? When we first got together, it was always like, hey, let's go and do this. And we still do that. We're like, hey, let's go watch a movie right now. Hey, let's go. You want to go out to this pool right now? Hey, you want to do so-and-so? And that we've always been spontaneous. So that's things I feel like that I continue to keep meeting her with.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And I also know she likes everything crispy.
Everything
crispy. If it's not crispy or crunchy, she don't want it. Nothing soft.
Y'all better be listening, man. It's tools being dropped over here. So listen, I got 2 words, and I give each couple a word, and with the word, you have to give me a definition of what that word means to you and how you apply it to your relationship. So what the word means to you and how you apply it to your relationship. And I'm gonna start with the lady. The word for you, Michelle, is faith.
Ooh, all right, so faith, again, that's things that you cannot
I'm
see.
sorry.
Wrong. I need to get, that's for me.
That's not your word. I'm
that's
sorry.
For him.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm starting with you still.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Your word is pursue.
Pursue. All right. So when I pursue something, I'm after it. I'm chasing it. I am hunting it down to bring it back to me. When we first got together, Brandon and I weren't pursuing each other. Again, we were really friends. And when it came to the point where we were together, and we were a couple, I said, all right, I'm changing the way I approach my relationships because I wanted something different. I wanted a husband. And at that time, I didn't realize that it was Brandon. So again, I wasn't pursuing him in that way. I was more so, I was still praying, still asking God for the person that I wanted. And then when Brandon presented himself, I was like, God, is this him? Is this the one? And then when I went back and checked the list, he checked all the boxes. I was like, okay. So at that point, I started pursuing a different life for myself and my family. I pursued a whole different state because I knew personally that you needed to get out of your environment. Me personally, I said, I can't stay here where we were from a small hometown. And I was like, we gotta leave. And he was the first person that said, yeah, let's go. So when we were pursuing better for our lives, that's when the pursuit came like really full on. Like we were all in on it. And it's changed my life. Changing my environment and pursuing better for us has changed everything that I ever even dreamed of.
Now, when you say small town, where you from?
Wilson, North Carolina.
I don't know where that is.
45 minutes from Raleigh,
Is that south or north?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
It's going east. Yeah, it's North Carolina.
Okay.
And it's roughly about 50,000 people there when we left.
So Wilson,
80
North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my fiance, she's from, you probably never heard of this place, Seaboard, North Carolina.
Ooh, where is
It's
it?
next to Rocky Mount.
Oh, she's right around
I
the
was
corner.
going to say,
Jackson?
that sounds
Jackson. I
familiar.
don't know what Jackson, but that's close to
Roanoke
Rocky
Rap.
Yes, Roanoke Rapids.
Roanoke Rapids about an hour away.
Yeah,
but
but
yeah.
her place is called Seaboard, and it's small.
Okay.
it's close to Rocky Mount. She's about 20 minutes from us.
Yeah, from Wilson.
Yeah.
Okay, when she watches this, she gonna be like, oh, I know Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon, faith, what it means to you and how it applies to your relationship.
Yeah, faith has literally so to me, faith is being able to believe in something that you can't necessarily see. And to be able to believe that it's going to happen regardless of whether you can see it or not, right? And you have to believe in it enough. That's literally how me and my wife ran our entire relationship, right? Whether it's faith through like God and also just physically faith between us, right? So like faith through God gives me visions, whether it may not necessarily be a dream. He'll just give me a vision. Sometimes the vision may be at night, but I'll wake up and I'll just realize that like, maybe this girl is the one. I'll wake up and think like, oh, this is where I need to move. This is where I need to go, whether it's in business or life. And then with us, me and my wife, we had faith. I think God gave us both the vision that we are destined to be for one another, right? Giving me the vision, give me faith that, listen, this person is the one, because regardless of what happened through our life, like I just never left. It's like when I first went over her house after I got in the military, I just never left. I was there every day, right? So that's having faith enough. Like, oh, I don't want to date anyone else or anything like that. This right here is the one, and not even knowing whether this person is the person I want to marry or anything. I have enough faith to know that I'm not going to leave this person's house. I'm never going to like just get from this person's presence because of having strong faith and belief. Because I could be around Michelle for 2 years and realize that it don't work out.
Yeah.
But in my mind, or in God's eyes, He gave me the vision that have enough faith that this person is going to be the one.
That's amazing. You guys are a beautiful couple, man.
I appreciate you.
Michelle, you make him look good, man.
Praise God. Yeah, I look crazy.
Yeah. I had to shine him up a little bit, get the crust out of his eyes.
Yeah. And they say faith without works is dead, right? And since I'm by her side, God put a lot of things in her to be able to help me. I knew nothing about nothing. I was still stirring Kool-Aid with a knife. Like we had one knife in the house and we were still stirring Kool-Aid. I'm 20. You know what I mean? So she showed me like the right utensils to use. Like it was like I was her son. It was crazy.
That's amazing, man.
It was crazy. I would go over there and I would cook over her house. And I would do the things I would want to do, but it was like we was already a married couple, and she showed me a lot of things about being an adult. You know what I mean? I was already mature for my age, but she kind of like, just put that icing on top. Like, okay, this is the best way to do it. I don't want to pay credit card bills. No, you need to pay that. This is what you do with your credit. This is how the house works. This is how she had a daughter, right? So growing up, you know, at 20, I don't want a girlfriend or with a daughter. I don't want that, right? But God was like, no, it's not what you want, it's what you need. So when I got with her, I immediately knew how to like run a household. I knew how to treat my daughter, right? I treat her like she was my own. I knew how to treat a wife. It was kind of like, it was right timing. It was perfect.
Yeah. I always tell people it's in you. A lot of people want to go for, I want this, I want this, I want this, but I always say it's in your needs that your wants are met. You know?
Yes.
And so I think with that pursuing going on and that faith connecting, that you got what you needed and she got what she needed.
Yeah.
And she planted seed in your life, and now, of course, as the wife and the woman in your life, she's reaping an amazing harvest.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So listen, man, let the people know where they can find you at, Brandon, and then where they can find you at, Michelle.
Awesome.
So Brandon Shot Me on Instagram. That's where I play at, but you can go to Brandon Shot Me on YouTube. But yeah, preferably I like to be on Instagram.
Same here. I am Entrepreneur Wives _ on IG, and you can find me on Facebook, Entrepreneur Wives, the Facebook group.
It's important that there's people who teach relationships, right? And whatever it looks like, but not everything is, and I understand you can agree to disagree, but we need something solid that we can follow. We need something that we can kind of build off of. And when people are like setting rules and all these other things, it's making it tough for us to be able to build stronger relationships. We feel like, when people feel like they're making stronger relationships, think they're helping, but they're not helping, they're actually hurting.
Absolutely.
Right? So the fact that you can come on here and you can have real life examples, you know, real people, and be able to give actually really good relationship advice and not steer people in the wrong direction, I think that's extremely important. And I think we've been needing it for a long time.
Yes,
Man,
absolutely.
I appreciate you guys,
appreciate
man.
you.
Thank you very much for even coming on the show,
Yeah.
man. I appreciate
I
it.
thank you for creating it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So listen, man, if you're single, dating, or you're married and you're looking for a place to get tools to have healthy relationships, tune into the Value TV show. I'm Jamel Jackson, your relationship mechanic. We're out of here. Peace.